Miami Sports Bar. Miami Sports Bar.
Hello and welcome back to the Miami Sports Bar podcast. My name is Joey, and back by semi-popular demand, I'm here. Unfortunately, God, I've had to make the same speech so many times that I don't even feel like doing it. I just was unmotivated. But it's funny because as time has gone on, I've had more and more people ask me, "Oh, whatever happened to the podcast? You don't talk about the Dolphins or the Heat anymore. You don't talk about this and that." And I didn't have so many viewers that I actually, thought that people were really listening and appreciating it. But I do. I heard you. I hear you, and I appreciate you. I am back now, and I am noticing something that I did wrong with my camera. For you, there's no difference, but I need to pause. Honestly, I'm tripping. Probably just gonna leave it alone because I almost fucked that whole thing up. But anyways, yeah, I'm back. Anyone who was asking me where I was, here I am. Let's see. Quick update with me. Still work at Duffy's. Still a Dolphins fan. Still a Heat fan. Still a Tua fan. I will not disappoint with my Tua loving because I did put together a compilation of Tua's plays since he's come back from concussion protocol. I do have a few opinions of how the Dolphins handled putting him on IR and all stuff like that. But just to get this out of the way, just some bartender things we can talk about. You guys might laugh at this. There's one little story I'm going to give that, like, I promise you I'm not seeking any sympathy. I don't want to hear it. It's not, But, happy Thanksgiving. This is the night before Thanksgiving. I just got off work. Well, it's been a couple hours now because I had to try to prepare and put together a few things for this podcast. Fresh cut, by the way. I know, I look amazing. Thank you so much. Really, just like, shout out to my barber, bro. Like, he saves my life every time. Shout out to having to work on Thanksgiving instead of being home. Shout out to the Dolphins playing Thursday night football on a Thanksgiving of all times to play, because they never play. We never play on Thanksgiving, and now that we do, we played Black Friday last year, and now we're playing Thanksgiving football. Thursday night football. So, I go in tomorrow at 4, or by the time whenever you see this, I go in Thanksgiving at 4:00. The Dolphins play at 8:20. Do you think they're going to close early? No. From what I know, last year, a few years ago, Duffy's never opened for Thanksgiving. Then they started. The first time, I think they closed at like 5 or 6. I might be wrong. It doesn't matter. Right after that, they went to 11, and it's been 11. Last year, I found out from a GM of another store that they closed at 11 last year, so it sounds about right. And then we're scheduled to close at 11 tomorrow, but obviously they're not going to close until the Dolphins game is over because we're in Miami, South Florida. You're not kicking out Dolphin fans on Thanksgiving. And then at first I was like, oh, it might not be that busy because it's Thanksgiving. It's a family holiday. You're going to stay home. But we play at 8:20, so that gives people plenty of time to eat, hang out with their family, do what they got to do, take a nap after they get the itis, and then wake back up and go, whoa. Hello. Why am I so dark? There you go. Sorry, I turned off my TV for a second because I kept messing up the lighting. Anyways, we gotta. What was it? Yeah, so they're gonna wake up from their nap, from their itis. Do I need to? All right, sorry, can't keep messing with the lighting. I'm just gonna rock it out. You guys tell me how bad it is, and I'll fix it next time. But yeah, no, it's gonna give people enough time to take the nap from their Thanksgiving itis, and then come out and watch the game at Duffy's, which I understand. I personally, if I was off, I would watch the game at home, but to each his own. So I do expect some type of pop, and it's unfortunate for us in the industry to have to work. It is what it is, we put ourselves in this situation. I understand all that. I don't want to hear any of that bullshit. I don't see any type of comments or DMs talking about like, oh yeah, well if you didn't want to work in this industry, da da da. Shut the fuck up. All right, because this is real life. This is a real world. Not a people work fucking shitty jobs, and they got to put up with certain things. And a lot of shitty jobs don't put you in the situations that the service industry puts you in. And now here we are. Hopefully, I hope that we won't be so busy that I can actually try to pay attention, because tomorrow, that game against Green Bay is a huge game. And I think Tua put it best himself when he said that he says, bring it on. You can't beat the narrative until you shut him up. I'm paraphrasing, but basically saying like he can't wait to change the narrative, but it's the same thing. All this, oh, we can't play in the cold, we can't do this, we can't do that. You haven't had enough. The crazy thing about Tua is that he hasn't even had the opportunities to really let people down. He had that full healthy season last year. A lot of injuries on the defense. Beats the Cowboys late in the season. So many people go down. And then, yes, you get beat by the Chiefs in Kansas City in negative 20-degree fucking weather. And they all hold it against him. And they all say, oh, he can't win a playoff game. I don't know if anybody knows this or maybe needs to be reminded, but that playoff loss that Tua had last year was his first game that he actually got to play in the playoffs. Because it was Skylar Thompson the year before. Or 2 years, whatever. Like, it's insane. Because whenever Tua's on the field, and then now it's funny because the narrative was, and I see it everywhere, that, it was like, well, look at how bad the Dolphins are without Tua. Mike McDaniel's trash, blah, blah. The obvious answer, the real answer, is that the offense is built around Tua. A lot of offenses are built around the quarterback. Surprise, surprise. Yes, I understand that a lot of teams wouldn't look good either with their backup quarterbacks. That's great. Sometimes you do, and that's why those guys end up becoming starters somewhere else. There's a diamond in the rough. Somebody has a crazy opportunity, and they have this, God-given talent that only arrives when they were put under pressure. That's why that doesn't happen. That's why those are storybook endings. That's why those are things that, I mean, even look at Nick Foles. Nick Foles took over for the Eagles, took him to the Super Bowl. He did nothing before that, and he did nothing after that. Nothing before is kind of strong, because I know he did have one good season, at least for the Eagles, but whatever. He got benched for a reason, right? And trust me, as a Dolphins fan, that Nick Foles Super Bowl, amazing. But, and then he comes back, and then I see so many comments out there being like, oh, well, of course, how many other teams would look good with their backup quarterback, no, he's doing what he's supposed to do. And shut the fuck up. Save that for your mama, bro. All this hating, like, they do anything they can to hate on Tua. And you know what's crazy? It's a lot of Cowboys fans. A lot of Cowboys fans talking about the Dolphins. Can you believe that? Or Giants fans. You really talking about Tua? Like, you're talking about Tua. You wish you had half of Tua as a quarterback. You wish you had concussed Tua as a quarterback. Tua with a concussion is better than any quarterback that's been in that New York Giants quarterback room in the last 4 years. Or the Jets. Sorry, Jets, you caught a stray. My bad. But then, but yeah, so, for the holidays, great. Thanks a lot for everyone that's going to come out. I think I said it last year or the year before. I get it. That's a given. There's some people that don't have family. Or don't have family in town. Or don't, whatever. I get it. But it's just nice to be thoughtful to the people that are working and are taking care of you. And, like, at least people like me, there are people that are probably scheduled all around the country that are just going to call out or not show up and deal with the consequences. I'm not one of those people. I'm on the schedule. I'm going to show up. I'm going to leave my house at 3 in the afternoon in the prime of Thanksgiving. That's in America. That's 3 p.m. That's a prime. That's like food is just starting to come out. First football game's getting towards the end. Second football game's gonna kick on soon. Like that's like a hype, but it is what it is. So anyway, I just want to tell a story, right? Um, and this is just to give an example of like the type of people that we deal with. This guy's a regular. I don't know his name. Actually, I do know his name, but I'm not gonna say his name. He comes in all the time, and it was on it had to be whatever, Friday or Sunday. And we were busy. I think it was a Friday. Whatever. We were busy. And Stephanie, the other bartender I usually work with on Fridays, had started his tab, but he was sitting on the side of the bar that I usually take care of. Because I take care of the bottom of the bar, because all the regulars call my name and they usually sit towards the bottom, so it just makes it easier for both of us. Whatever. I take care of him the whole night, except for that first bucket. He has some girls show up. I don't even know if he knows them or if he just called them over. He's buying them all margaritas. One girl's drinking, I'm talking about one virgin strawberry margarita, MVP margarita, summertime margarita, one sugar, one salt, one no rim, one this, one that. Taking care of them, fine. As I'm weeded, busy. And then towards the end of the night, I guess like he had walked away when I was doing something, and Stephanie noticed and goes to chase him down. She's like, hey, you didn't pay. And he turns to look at her and has the audacity. He goes, why? So you can split the tip with that fat fuck? Of course, talking about me. And this is a story that I was saying that I don't, I don't look for any sympathy on that. It's okay. I'm not worried about this man's opinion of me. And, for lack of better terms, yeah, I kind of am a fat fuck, and I do understand that. But it'd be even hard to say that my close friends can call me a fat fuck. I understand. It's fine. You were drunk. You felt like you needed to disrespect me. Maybe it's because, I don't know, you flirt with all the girls that work there and, you ain't gonna get the play. It's fine. But the real funny part is that, yes, that fat fuck did split the tip with her, and you tipped us $100. Like, that's why I said I want no sympathy from him, because I still made my money. I mean, it's just like, how can I say it without sounding like a bitch? Because obviously, if that was like, that's like on the street or whatever, like that's a fade, right? That's a fight. We're fighting. And I can't promise that, like, if I ever saw him and I was outside of work and I had a few drinks with me, that I wouldn't say something. But I'm not going to say something now. Because I'm just going to let you come in and think little of me and continue to give you this blind service. It's not like I fucking am nice to the guy anyways. But I'll just continue to make that money off of you, Because, I mean, see, because he's like one of these guys, because we have other guys that come to the bar, and I feel it, and I can see it, I can't confirm it, but this is just my conspiracy, right? That these, because obviously, and it's not like, a flex for me. Like, I work with these girls that are, my friends. They're bartenders. I've worked with them for years, most of them. So, like, of course, like, they'll hug me. They'll lean their head on my shoulder. I'm gonna give them a little fucking ass slap, and it's, like, funny. And that, I'm not admitting this so someone can fire me through HR, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, they'll come and, no homo, they'll come and slap my ass, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're like all like friends, we're all family, we're all like brother and sister, it's all fucking goofing around. And my conspiracy is that there's these guys that are just sick and twisted in the head, that they want to hook up with these bartenders so bad that they get jealous of a fat guy like me who gets the attention from the bartender, if that makes sense. I know it makes sense because lonely men, are crazy like that. They see it like that, And it's sad because I see like these guys, like they get mad, like they'll ask a bartender that the bartender's been serving them for years, and they'll say like, "Hey, you want to come to this game to me?" And the bartender will be like, "No," or they'll say it politely. They'll some type of explanation of why they can't or why they don't want to, and then that regular won't talk to that bartender for like 2 or 3 months, and then he'll eventually start talking to them again, and then he'll buy them a jersey or bring them flowers or bring them food and restart the whole process again, and then get shot down again, and then get mad again. And you don't think somewhere in between that they're not getting mad at someone like me or like Kiko or Drew that works with us now or Justin that works with us? It's been a while that they've been bartending with us now, but like, since the podcast got, you know what I mean? You think they don't feel some type of resentment when they see us getting a hug? Of course they do. Because you're getting fucking shot down left and right, tipping us $100, splitting it with this fat fuck. You fucking morons. Damn, I don't know why I stopped doing this podcast. I forgot how entertaining this is. And it's also funny because it's adding on to what I've said in the past about flirting with your female bartenders. And I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen recently. It doesn't happen all the time. But look, when you're a customer, especially when you're a regular, and this is mostly for regulars because I'm not paying attention to what everyone's doing. I don't know everyone's business. That's fair enough. Especially with my own coworkers, let alone you guys. Or customers. But they know that there's a certain line, right? You're a regular. There's a certain line where like, we're just like flirting, and they have to make you happy. They don't want to come off as rude. They don't want to be disrespectful. You're paying customer and you tip us and this and that. So of course they're gonna always act a certain way. But if they want to extend the relationship outside of the bar, outside of the workplace, you will know it. Like they will make it known some way, somehow. They won't just give you the Insta. They'll give you the number. They'll reply the next day. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna have to guess. You don't have to sit there and think like, oh, well, she was nice to me today, or oh, she hugged me when I came in. Does that mean she went? No. Like they will make it clear, because somewhere in their minds they also know that there is a line that they try not to cross, to keep it professional and friendly. And if they want to cross that line, they know that they're going to have to make it known just so that it's clear. Because there's people that come in and they want the hug and the kiss, and then they be whispering weird ass shit into my fucking coworkers' ears. And then the first thing they do is they come to me and be like, oh my God, this fucking guy just said I'm so hot and I'm so this and that. And that's gross. And I feel, but it's not even to laugh at it. Like I get it, you're shooting your shot, but like sometimes there's a lot of repeat offenders where I'm like, bro, if you've already said it like 3 or 4 times and she, hasn't reciprocated, it's probably just not gonna happen, And I'm not saying it from a position of like, oh yeah, like, I'm the shit, I fucking pull all these hoes. No. I'm telling you as a man, like, hey, dude, you said it the first time, okay, I get it. All right, maybe you gotta try it again. Oh, they were a little busy. Okay, they hugged you again, but you don't know they're being polite. Bro, you got to 3 or 4 times, it is over. Well, anyways, enough with that. I hope that was entertaining enough. Now it's time for my you know what? No. Because that's like a 12-minute video that I put together. I just want to kind of talk about the Heat. Honestly, it's only going to take 2 seconds. Can we just all appreciate what Tyler Hero has done this year and the way he started the season? Like, this dude has been absolutely on fire. He's our leading scorer right now. Give me all of his games. Dude, where are we at? Tyler Hero. Let's just read off his points. First game of the season, 15. Oh, wow. Back to normal, Tyler. Well, guess what? You're wrong, bitch. Then 27, 28, 24, 26, 40. In a game that we lost due to fucking a Spoelstra mishap somehow. Calls a timeout that he thought that we had that we did not. And then 20, 28, 18, 18, 18, 27. This guy has been going absolutely out of his mind. Where's he at for threes right now? 2, 5, 5, 4, 4, 10. This guy had 10 threes in that 40-point game. That's absolutely absurd. Against the Pacers, where we lost also, when he had 28 points, he had 7 threes. This guy has been shooting the lights out. absolutely a whole different player. If he can stay healthy. And the thing is, the sad part is that we're only 8-8 right now. I don't know what it is. I mean, Jimmy's been hurt. Yeah, I think it might be time to move on from Terry Rozier. I'm not gonna hold you, because he just hasn't been playing. God, to use a fucking outdated term, up to snuff. Yeah, 13.2 points per game. Well, let's look at Tyler first. Look at this, Tyler. 23.4 points per game. This guy's out of his mind. Where are we at? He's averaging 4 threes a game. That's insane. 42% from the three-point line. That's Steph Curry numbers. I know it's early in the season, but let's look at Terry Rozier and why I think we should trade him. Yeah, no, not very good. So, and I don't care about the point, but 4 for 13, 3 for 6, whatever. 2 for 10, 6 for 13, 4 for 8, 3 for 14, 4 for 12. Tonight he was 2 for 7. And the thing is about him, I don't care as much about the scoring, but you're a point guard, right? So when you see that you're not providing offensively, like you're not providing point-wise, then you need to be able to facilitate, and he's not. The most assists he's had this season is, I guess we go back to November. Sorry. 5 for 15, 7 for 12, 7 for 16. And he had 6. Yeah, that's the most assists he's had this season. He's averaging 3.4 assists per game. His field goal percentage, I mean, I guess it's 40.4 because he's had a couple, like, decent games to bring him back in. Listen, Bam, Tyler, and Jimmy, not in that order, are our main scorers, right? And if you're, because even then, let me go back. Because if you're not going to be, like, what is he? So he's our 4th best scorer on the team, right? And he's only averaging 3.4 assists. You have Tyler Hero, who's the highest scoring player on the team, averaging 5.1. Jimmy Butler, the second highest scoring player on the team, averaging 5 assists. Bam Adebayo, 4.1 assists. You, as a point guard and the 4th best scorer, are only averaging 3.4 fucking assists per game. That is disgusting. As a starter. That's bad. That's bad. Look at Jimmy still averaging 1.3 assists per game. That's so beautiful. And Bam averaging a block per game. But dude, I don't know how you excuse it. Like, you just can't. You can't excuse it. Yeah, at 40%. Yeah, and then look, Tyler Hero's 46.3% in his field goal percentage. Jimmy Butler 51.9. Bam Adebayo 43.4. And then Terry 40.4. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, I like Terry Rozier. I do a lot. Like, I feel like he fits into the Heat. I just feel like we need to. Oh my God, they have Tyler Hero listed as a point guard. That is insane. I didn't even notice that. Do I have to do some more research on what they're doing with our rotation right now? It's just not looking good. It's really not. Okay. Time for my Tua hype train. I mean, it starts off very slow in this fucking Arizona game that we should have won. But defense didn't come through for us when we needed, and clearly Tua was shaking off the rust.
Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, they're so excited to have their guy back, and there he is.
Just saying, the craziest part about that first play of the game is just not that it was a complicated throw, or that it was anything so graceful or so beautiful. It's that the fact that I mean, obviously it's a scripted play. We know exactly like what we're calling in the first drive of the game for any offense, but he knows exactly where his guy is going to be. Like, he understands the offense. Like, this is shit that we were not seeing when he was out. Like, he just knows. Like, he's already looking. Like, he sees. I don't even know who that was. So that's Waddle. So he sees that Waddle takes up these two defenders and just knows Alec Ingold's going to be right there. Lays it up to him. Unfortunately, I left this next play in. I did not mean to, but that's just part of it. Fumble that we recover. Just something, stuff like that. Can I not replay like that? Like, see, like Tyreek is just about to break his route right now, and Tua's already releasing it. It's just so unfortunate that we were without him. And while I let this play out a little bit, what I wanted to comment on is that, I mean, I will die on this hill that I don't believe that. I don't really know if he was concussed. I was at that Buffalo Bills game. Look at this play. Hold on. This is beautiful. This is something that we wouldn't do without him. Just boom, right at the sticks. That if Tua is not if Tua does not have the ooh, I'm sorry. It's gonna be hard to talk. Let's just watch this perfect placement right here. Look at this. Delicious, beautiful. Delicious. But if Tua doesn't have the reputation that he has with concussions right now, and how everybody is so scared that he should retire, and that he's, you know, has CTE and he's brain dead and this and that and all the great things, which I appreciate and I understand. It is part of football. It is part of contact sports, where you kind of just accept the risks for injuries. But I still think that play against Buffalo was either a neck or like a back injury. And because it all came out after, and you can do your own research, because I'm not going to sit here and pull up all the articles about how all the doctors said after the first week he was symptom-free. Let's see that Bills game. God, what a heartbreaker this Bills game was. He was completely symptom-free. He was completely symptom-free after that first week. He said that he felt fine after the next day, like the day after the game. But because of optics and because of aesthetics and because of how it looks to the common NFL fan plus the league, they put him on IR. I believe they could have let him just sit out 1 or 2 weeks just to be careful, and then bring him back. And our record, we're now 5-6. We could have easily been 6-5 or 7-4. But instead, because of his reputation, which I understand, like I'm not going to die on the hill that they should have never put him on IR. I'm just saying how I see it. I was at the game, and when you see Tua walking off the field, when he gets up and goes to the sideline and Mike McDaniel whispers in his ear and whatever, and they talk, and he starts walking to the corner of the end zone, corner of the field, into our tunnel to go to the locker room, he's not wobbling, he's not stumbling, he's not being helped. He's just staring up at the Megatrons that they have in the corners of the Hard Rock Stadium, just staring up, watching the next play that we're gonna run with Skyler, because he was there. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean like he was there in the building. I mean like he was there, like he was good. But see, like 2 years ago, I'm sorry, when he had the concussion against the Bills, and they let him come back, and then he played on a short week and played the Bengals, and that's when the gang signs thing happened against the Bengals. I think that's what they're scared of, which I can understand. Pull him out for the rest of the game. Pull him out for the next week, because it was a Thursday night football game that we played the Bills. So he could have had from Thursday to that next Sunday, which is 9, 10. He could have had 17 days off, no IR, and he would have been absolutely fine. All the independent neurologists, all the independent doctors, all the things that he did to make sure that he was good enough to play. Now, if he comes out and says that he wanted the extra time to mull over, the decision and what he was going to do with his future, then I would understand it. But if you've heard what Tua has said from the day he came back until now, it was never a question in his mind that he was going to retire. He was never going to retire. He wants to play. Whether that's good for him or not is not for me or you or any of you online doctors to talk about. It's not. Bro, I mean, like, I'm talking, I get it. Yeah, I played, like, high school football. I wasn't no varsity fucking beast player. But I played enough football in a helmet where from when you first put on a helmet and you're playing, and I can tell that I bet they've, from Pop Warner all the way to college to the NFL, people are getting concussed daily. You're hitting your head daily. Nobody looks at a boxer or an MMA fighter who gets knocked out and knocked down multiple times in a fight and says, hey, retire. You know what they do? They come back and they fight 4 months, 5 months later for 20 years. Well, maybe not MMA fighters, but boxers. And they usually have longer careers. I know that. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not, you don't tell them to stop. Oh, but it's football. It's different. You see all these guys walking around. Bro, but that's the decision they make. They did what they love. Would you rather stop doing what you love at 25 or 27 because you're scared about what you're going to be at 60? Like, I don't think, like, that's not how the human brain works. And it's easy to say, like, oh, when he's older, then he's going to regret it. Who knows? He could be 60 and healthy and he'd regret that he'd stopped playing. Because I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm not an athlete, right? I'm not a pro player. But I feel like as competitors, people who like to compete, and I'm a competitive person in general, like, I like to be the best. I like to be a winner. That winning is above all, right? Like, I don't know, man. Tell me I'm crazy. Because, like, yeah, so, yeah, no, you say, oh, well, you need someone who can sit you down and look at you and say, like, hey, man, there's more important things in life. But is there? Is winning not, like, what we're meant to do? Is it not what we're bred to do? Right? Like, are we not all trying to be the best every day? Whether it's just the best mother you can be, the best father you can be, the best husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, bartender, server, like, you know, manager, cashier, football player, referee. Like, you don't want to be, I don't know a lot. I mean, the people that are fine with being average are the ones that we call losers, is it not? The people that chase greatness, the people who, even in the minuscule, regular life, everyday things, those people who chase greatness, aren't those the ones that we look up to and say, that's a great guy, that's a great woman, that's somebody who has a good future, that's somebody that you can trust? Is that not how we react in life? All that to say that my boy Tua ain't got no CTE, and he's here to win a Super Bowl for the Dolphins. And you can mark my fucking words. Oh, man, why did I ever stop fucking podcasting, bro? Look at how passionate I am. All right, sorry. Back to the highlights.
And around his ankles, down 4. H-hand the back. They check down and
what did I just miss before that?
Smith. And around
Oh, Jonnu, bro. The awakening of Jonnu has been huge. And it's so great. Oh, that's what I missed. That shovel pass. I mean, looking at Jonnu being awoken now, it's going to really do wonders for us later on if we do continue to stay in playoff contention. Unfortunately, Denver is really fucking annoying right now. I love this. I mean, we don't have these opportunities without Tua, but, like, it's a fact. Like, look at how great this blocking is and how amazing this play is set up. You can see that nose tackle was like, what the fuck? Why am I getting such a free shot? Let's get these turnovers, bro. This Buffalo game was so frustrating. This Tua's playing so good. Look at that throw. I wish I get the different angle, but, like, look at how tight that throw really is. And I saw somebody online saying that Tua has no velocity. There's no velocity when he throws it. I like these pump fakes he's been doing the last few weeks too. He's really creating extra space. He broke this dude's ankle so bad that he stays down on the ground. And you see all that space, and then he just leads him to the fucking, to the out of bounds, bro.
It's first and goal to go. See where they mark it out north at 12.
Another one. Oh, right over these. It's insane. It's just crazy because he knows. I mean, obviously it goes with saying because you know that the offense is built for Tua. And he knows this offensive playbook so well that he knows exactly where everyone's going to be. And here's the real thing. You cannot plug and place another quarterback with this offense. But you can plug and place. Not to say that Tyreek and Jalen Waddle are not necessary for our success. Because they definitely are a big part of our success. But you can plug and place wide receivers into this offense. Because as long as they run the right routes, Tua knows where you are. If that makes sense. But we talked about it years ago too. There's a reason that during the offseason that Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill spent time. Look at the way he leads H-Ham just on a simple little swing pass. That Waddle and Hill spent time. And I talked about how Dan Marino gave him that inspiration saying, hey, the real way to build a connection is by spending that time together during the offseason and really knowing the ins and outs of each other's minds, knowing what you're thinking in certain positions on the field and where you're going to want to be. And look at this throw. When they show this other angle, after this, the angle right here, look at how he leads him, last second sees him. Oh my God, that's insane. If that was fucking Patrick Mahomes, that would have been on ESPN for fucking 3 years.
Defense is wrestled to the ground at the 48.
Rams game.
One play, 18 yards.
Rams game, I felt like we were always in control. It was just like,
Protection breaks down.
I don't know, there were just certain moments in the game that just broke down for no reason. I mean, obviously, we started this drive, this game amazingly. And this is Tua's first win coming back. And you really get to see him get into some type of rhythm in the second half where he kind of takes control of the offense and eats a lot of clock. And have him rolling out again. These are things that we, need to see too.
Those two together, gonna miss him. Here's Jonnu Smith with it's more than the pressure up front. After the timeout, more.
Oh yeah, this is big. So this is after. So after this play, I remember because I was watching the game at home. It was like a 2nd and 10 or whatever. And Tua stays in the pocket and just tries to elongate the play because there's a lot of plays in here in this little highlight montage I put together of him just sitting comfortable in the pocket and waiting for something to develop instead of escaping, which I understand. But he needs to be. Also, he's just getting his legs back under him, like playing football again. But this is when he's like, okay, I understand it. Like Lethal Shooter with the gummy bear into the water bottle trick. He understands it. And he goes, okay, let me get out of the pocket and turn this 3rd and 19 that I put us in. I'm going to elongate the play. And my boy Heem the Dream is going to turn it into a first down. Elongates the play again. First down. And now this was probably the most impressive throw of the game. His very next throw. To like our 4th option. God, and I wish, because during the game they showed so many different replays of that. Like, just look. What a fucking throw, dude. I had to change the lighting because it was driving me crazy seeing in the background non-stop changing up on me. This Raiders game was just more about... The Raiders game came at a perfect time because I feel like the Cardinals game reminded the offense like, hey, and the defense like, hey, just because Tua's back doesn't mean that we're just going to win right away. The Bills game reminded them, hey, we're good enough to beat one of the top teams in the league. We're right there. Rams game, running into the Rams who were coming in white hot at the time, the whole narrative was how the Rams are getting Puka and Cooper back and how, now they're healthy and they're playing so great. The defense has been so good. We beat them in LA. And then you have the Raiders game, which is like, okay, let's just let the offense work. I mean, they ran down 8 minutes. Their first drive was an 8-minute drive that ended up in a touchdown.
Keeps the play alive. Waddle, what a
And then what were we
grab.
talking about?
First
Extending
down.
the play. Look at this.
Off the play fake.
Max
Tua
Crosby was
steps up in the
getting double
pocket.
team all day and still getting in his face.
Keeps the play alive. Waddle, what a grab. And Waddle out of
And it's almost like
bounds
Jalen
at
Waddle
the
was hinting to the
15-yard
game that he
line,
was going to
and
have
that's what he
against the
did so
Patriots
well.
the last couple weeks because he kept getting all these little,
Here's
not
Waddle.
little
Waddle's got a
plays, but
first
little
down.
like, you know, like
Shuttled out of bounds by Jack
little big
Jones.
plays where I was like,
5-yard
okay,
line.
oh, Tua needs to scramble out of the pocket. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Jalen Waddle. I mean, I'm convinced Tyreek's wrist and I think his leg are still messed up because there has to, you know, it doesn't add up. He's still a distraction and he's still active in the games since Tua's been back, but just not to what you expect except for this touchdown right here. Beautiful. He runs from literally almost the other pylon all the way across the field. And that's that work in the offseason. That's that stuff. That's the things that's the work that's being done that we don't get to see. I'm sorry. Let's watch that. Let's watch that throw again.
A little harder angle for Max.
To accurate Vailoa. Oh my goodness.
From the 35-yard line. Tagovailoa to the near sideline. Jonnu Smith leading grab. Out of back.
Jonnu is a godsend. Thank God the Patriots never realized how to use him so that we got to get him. And we got him for cheap. Because when he left Tennessee, he was one of the better tight ends in the league at the time. I wouldn't say one of the best, but one of the better ones. He was young, fast, strong hands. Bro, I'm telling you, I saw this play. I was sitting. So like in this back end on the end zone, like on the right side, like I was like, and I had the view that way. And as soon as the ball is snapped, I'm just like, Jonnu's open. Jonnu's open. So, you know, you're welcome, Miami Dolphin fans. I let Tua know how open Jonnu was. It's crazy. And it's so obvious when they show the next angle, like how the play was designed for Tyreek. And then if it wasn't Tua staring down Tyreek and pulling the safety off, like it still would have been a big play. It just wouldn't have been a touchdown, I assume. Like I'm no mind reader. But like you see, there's Jonnu. And then because as soon as they snap the ball, like you see this safety right here. He's just like, okay, it's going to Tyreek. We need to double Tyreek. Tyreek is the guy. I don't know if this is a blown coverage or if that's just his assignment, and it's probably a cover one. It's probably one deep safety, and he's just assuming, hey, I'm just going to take Tyreek. I doubt Jonnu is running a seam.
Safeties come up.
And Jonnu was not running a seam. That's why, like, it's like, you know, he's standing there, like, just stopping. He's like, yo, just give me the ball now.
He's wide open in the middle of the field. No one there.
Insane.
Nobody ever covered him from the start of the play. They don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that was a blown coverage from him. That has to be a cover one, and they just, you know, got stuck on Tyreek.
It's a lot of dump off passes. Over the middle.
And then the beginning of Jalen Waddle's comeback day.
Finally forced out of bounds. Every time, and that's the result. Tua faking a pitch over the middle. Delivers a strike to
Tyreek is so fast.
And that's the result.
And he just knows. It's meant to show again. He just knows exactly where his guys are going to be, dude. I mean, Tua put on a masterclass against the Patriots. 4 touchdowns. For 300 passing yards, over 300 passing yards. And then Jonnu. God, you got to love Jonnu.
Being reliable is being in the right spot at the right time.
Having a career year. Here he is again.
Jonnu again.
First down and more. You're going to have a lot of space to get the football and work after the catch.
And look at how tight these holes are, dude.
Second big risk to find the other answer when New England takes the first one away. So DeMarcus
There we go again. Yeah, another middle shot just around 4 Patriot defenders straight into our receiver's hands. Easy touchdown. Don't worry, guys. Only a minute left.
You have a punt return wall that just washes Miami show. They're lining up to play zone. Tyreek at the top.
Bro, tell me no velocity, bro. Tell me this guy's doing jump passes off of his fucking left foot.
this.
That was a great catch by Waddle. They don't show the replay. That's why I didn't have it
Right now,
saved.
they don't have an answer for Waddle.
But he scoops the ball, has it under him. It hits the ground, but he doesn't let it move.
It's Jonnu Smith taking on tacklers.
I mean, Waddle heard all the hate. Everyone kept saying, "Where's Waddle now? Where's Waddle now?" Easy touchdown. 24 points in the second quarter is insane.
Play in December, down the stretch when it matters.
Broncos play later today in Las Vegas.
That back shoulder. And it's funny because, like, if people don't have that commentator to say back shoulder throw, then it's, oh, it's underthrown, it's underthrown. Like, look at the coverage.
Broncos play later today in Las
Vegas. Waddle on a comebacker. Back shoulder throw. Tua goes inside, works on the backers when it's man. Waddle the fake, fires.
Poor Tyreek. Just want to get in the end zone so bad, but he's working. Waddle. Look at that. Look at this right off the play action. How beautiful this pass is. Boom. See ya. So I heard that Waddle hates us now. No, wait, that is incorrect. Waddle has taken. I just want to give a shout out. Jonnu Smith is so strong and so fast that we're running screen passes for tight ends. Look at this guy. Stops. Yeah, screen pass. Just gonna go ahead and get a first down with a tight end out of the backfield. Jalen Waddle has taken a break from his Waddle celebration because he says that when we see him in public. Hello, brightness. That he's tired of, not tired, so to speak, but he said that like everywhere he goes, that people are like, "Hey, do the Waddle," and I'm like, "Yeah, I can respect that enough." I don't know how exciting that can be for him to do that all the time in public when he's just trying to chill. So hey, all 15 of my viewers that might be Dolphin fans, if you see Jalen Waddle in public, please do not do the Waddle. Well, that's about it. Other than having to mess around with my camera after this, because it is late. It is, oh my god, it's 2:45, and I'm going to have to try to edit. Thank you so much to anyone and everyone that listens. Thank you so much to anyone who's had the patience to wait for me to drop another episode or continues to ask me when I'm dropping another episode. And, I mean, yeah, that's it. Other than all this lighting back and forth with my camera that's been pissing me off. And my beautiful, even the stash, bro. Beautiful aim. Anyways, let's go Dolphins. Big game. Fair enough warning. If the Dolphins lose tomorrow, I might not post again for like another 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 3 years. Who knows? But I do love you all. Happy Thanksgiving. And most importantly, make sure that you love yourselves. I'll see you soon.